Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, dear authors and invited guests. Welcome to Technical Session 5D. Myself, Karthik Bharadwaj, and this session would be moderated by me on behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GR Solistic LLP. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to the 10th International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for International Systems. ICTIS 2025, New York, USA. The 10th edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event is being held today in New York, USA, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom today and tomorrow, that is 23rd and 24th May 2025. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive session throughout the day. In this session, we have 9 presentations. Each presenter will be given 12 minutes for their presentation and 3 minutes for question answer. On 10 minutes, I will raise a gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants to kindly stay connected with us to the closing remark. If you have any query or update, you can write it to me in the chat box. So just before we get started, I would like to introduce you all with today's session chair, Professor Gloria. Professor Gloria is an associate professor at Dutta Christine University, Indonesia. Her expertise spans artificial intelligence, cognitive science, text mining, machine learning, and human-computer interaction, with a strong foundation in applied cognitive science, information retrieval, and intelligence systems. She focuses on enhancing user experience and system intelligence through interdisciplinary research and innovation. I request our respected session chair to kindly address our participants.
Hello, everyone. Good day. Welcome to this session. So we will have 8 speakers in the session. So let's start to the first speaker.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I'd love to extend my gratitude and invitation to our next session chair, Dr. Rafat Samreen. Dr. Samreen is working as an assistant professor, Department of Computer Science at College of Computer Science, King Khalid University, Asir Abha, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. She has 15 years of experience in teaching. Her research interest includes information security, network security, big data analytics, cybersecurity, data mining, and Internet of Things. I request our respected session chair, ma'am, to kindly address our participants.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Right. First of all, I would like to thank you for giving the opportunity as a session chair for this conference. And I wish the participants, I wish you the very best of luck. Right. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for
Are you
addressing
able
our participants. Now, moving towards the first presentation of the day. For the first presentation, I would like to call Muhammad Amirul Islam for the paper title, A Network Calculus Approach to Performance Analysis in Wormhole Network on Chips. I request the participant to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Okay, can you accept my send request, because I send a request to share my screen? Okay.
Yes, sir, you can share now.
Okay. Okay, can I start?
Yes, sir, you can proceed.
Okay, thanks. So first of all, I would like to give a thanks to Session Chair and Karthik, obviously you, to give me a chance to present my work. So my paper title is A Network Calculus Approach to Performance Analysis in Wormhole Network on Chips. My paper ID is 380, and I am myself Muhammad Amirul Islam, a PhD student, Department of Information Engineering, and my university name is University of Pisa, and I'm from Italy. Okay, here is our outline. In this work, I'm going to present my work. Obviously, I'm going to brief a description of my whole work. So nowadays, we are going to see that growing demands for high-performance system with real-time grantees. There are different kind of industrial application or industry who needs a high performance system with real-time guarantees. That means we need to provide the quality of service even in worst case scenario or even in best case scenario. So so we are working on the network chip. There are network chip is a interconnect solution for multi-core system. There are different kind of multi-core system. So first of all, as an example, I can give you Intel SSC. That means single chip cloud computing. There is another example, Intel Xeon Phi. There are different kind of version from Tilera series. It could be TileGX 8036 and others. So in this work, actually, there are different parts. First of all, we develop our work, and then we use the network calculus to analyze the performance of the chip. So network calculus is a system theory who can help to analyze the performance for the complex system. I mean, for the NOC system, it could be a worst case scenario and it could be a best case scenario. So here is our problem, Stephen. If you are assuming there is a system who has input and who has output, also there is a service, obviously, then their input output relation could be like this. So here, if I am going to express some little bit about the description, about the equation here, D means departure curve, departure function, A means arrival curves, and S obviously the service curve. So if you see this equation, there is if you are using the decompletion theorem, there is a completion theorem, there is a uncertainty. By using the uncertainty, you can't calculate the arrival curves or departure curve or service curve even until it's going to be equal. That means departure curve equal to the arrival curve, decompletion with the service curve. So that's why we are going to use the deconvolution theorem, which has already which has no uncertainty. That means we can, by using this service curve, we can easily guarantee, we give the guarantee of the NOC system for the worst case scenario. Also, we are going to use another kind of equation, which is called the rate latency service curve. That means we can bound the delays. We can bound the backlogs. So that's why we are going to use the deconvolution theorem for our problems. So in our objective, we are going to, first of all, we are going to design our approach by using the Omnet++. And we are going to provide some modules. So in our system, actually, we have a special module which is called monitor module. By using the monitor module, you can actually trace the traffic. That means you can monitor the traffic. Also, you can sample the traffic. You can store it. You can use it for the analysis, for your further analysis. So I already told that we are going to use the network calculus to do our analysis by evaluating service curve. By measuring the arrival and departure curve, we can easily provide the delay bound for the worst case scenario, even for the best case scenario. Also, we can give the quality of service for the NOC system. We actually read different kind of existing work. So we found that they are not going to provide or they are not going to provide offer for the sampling of traffic or trace of traffic. Also, they are not going to provide. They are unable to give the quality of service for the NOC system. Even we also see that there are some of works which is failed to provide the performance bounds. It could be a delay bounds, or also it could be a backlog bounds. Also, interesting thing is that in our work we can handle the traffic, busty traffic. Also, this system give a arbitration policy, which there are some existing who didn't provide. Also, we are following the sequence of traffic flows, and also you can configure the multiple policy from the configuration file from our system. Okay, here is our whole architecture for on-chip system. I mean, for our simulation system. If you see, first of all, if you want to develop some system, you need to develop topology. So in this case, we are going to use the mesh topology. Topology can be different, but for this work, actually, I'm going to show the only mesh topology. So also in this topology, you need to provide different kind of modules. So here, if you see, there are different kind of modules, processing element modules, which is called the core modules, monitor modules, routers, and other monitors. They are actually monitor and CM monitor or C monitor or RM monitor are the same, just we define in different way. Also, there is our configuration file. In configuration file, if you see, we can easily control what we want to do. That means you can provide the multiple VC, you can provide the row and columns, other things. Also, you can provide, you can set your, you can set the traffic rate, other things from the configuration file. Also, you can set the different modules from your system. From the configuration file. So for our case, we choose 3x3 rows and columns, and traffic rows or traffic rate was chooses 5 Gbps. Also, you can set different traffic rates from our configuration file. Also, we used here two multiple VC, two virtual channel for our system. So here is the whole architecture for the system. If you break down our processing element, then you will find two kind of module, which is called the source and seek module. And if you break the monitor module, which I already told that a special module, who has actually two type of monitor inside the monitor module. One is the source module, and another is called the sync monitor, and also the storage. If any traffic is going to pass through the monitor, from source to router, then it should be passed the source monitor. The source, what will do the source monitor? Source will just sampling the traffic, that means trace the traffic and store it to the to his storage point. So here monitor module can track the source ID, destination ID, packet sampling time, and other things. Also, he can track the track the end-to-end latency. And if you break down our router module, you will find different kind of ports. So here is also dynamic. You can set 5, 6, 7. It's up to you. So every port has some different modules. So if you break down the port module, you will firstly find the input buffer module. So here actually we develop two things. One is called virtual allocation system. That means by using this system, you can dynamically set what will be your virtual channel, how many virtual should be in your physical link. In output calculation, we actually developed the routing algorithm, which is called the XYY routing algorithm. There are actually different kind of routing algorithm is available, but actually for this work, we develop XY and YX combinedly. So also we moderate this kind of algorithm because of we have a special module which is called the monitor. And in scheduler algorithm, there are the two types actually scheduler we did. One is three. One is actually round robin, another is weighted round robin, and a fixed priority. So here is actually routing algorithm. I already told there are two type of routing algorithms. So routing algorithm, what actually did actually routing algorithm actually define which port is going to be used. Which output port is going to be used for traffic to send data from source to destination. So if you see here code, actually we actually use the this.
Sir, but you have 2 minutes to conclude.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. For the 50% is for the XY and the other 50% for the YX. Sorry, I'm going too fast. So here is our traffic example. So if you see one of traffic is going to pass from processor element 6 to processor element 2. So there is some traffic flows who is providing the coordinator of the source and destination of the source. So follow one, A1 is going to pass 0 to 1, 0. And here is our experimental result. So by using the deconvolution theorem, we first actually plot the arrival curve, departure curve, and then finally we produce the service curve and also rate latency curve. Because by the rate latency you can bound by using here we can find that for the traffic flow A7 bound was 213. That means by using this time you can provide your service for the NOC system. Here is our experimental and result discussion from we actually compare our work with 3 other existing work. And if you see here in our work is quite better than the other existing work. And here is our conclusion. So finally, we can say that by using our model, we can easily trace the traffic and we can analyze them. Even we can give them give the security and safety for the NOC system. Also, by using the monitor models, it actually give us a practical guideline where actually we need to change our system, where should I put the monitor to monitor the whole system. And in future, we are going to actually conduct another analysis for the further analysis, for the sensitive analysis. Also, we are going to try to use the different kind of routers in our system. Also, we are going to use the different kind of buffer size and utilization. And that's all. Here is our reference. And thank you. If you have question, then I would like to give an answer for your question. Okay, thank you.
So, can I have a question?
Yeah, obviously.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. From your study, what is the most significant issue to follow up on?
What is the significant issue? Okay, so
Yes.
sorry?
Yeah. The significant issue to follow
Okay,
up.
okay. First of all, I was we are actually we fight to develop our system because there are a lot of things we need to analyze. We need to actually read a lot of papers. We need to we need to read different kind of algorithms. That was actually our main struggle part for our works.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Dr. Samreen, do you have any questions?
Yes, I'm having one question. Right, you said that you are using XY and YX routing algorithm for selection of port. Is it right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So generally, by using the optimal shipping path algorithm, also we can find out the port. Then why you have selecting this XY and YZ algorithm?
Because you are going to, I already told you, I am going to use the mesh technology, right? So mesh technology, sorry.
Okay.
Okay. So
Please ask.
if you are using 2x2 or 3x3, then you need to go first horizontal and then also you need to first the vertical or vice versa. So that's why we're going to XY. And also interesting thing is that you can't use another algorithm on chip network. You can't use. So for this case, we need to use the XY routing algorithm. Also, another thing is that our destination is the deterministic. So that's why we are going to use the XY and YX routing algorithm.
Okay, and one more thing. You
Okay.
said that you are using some packet sampling time. What is the packet sampling time for your algorithm? Packet
Well,
sampling
just
time of your module.
okay, just there is actually we are going to check this out. If the traffic is purchased from processing element, source to say router, just we track this traffic and just copies those traffic and then just put it to the storage. Just copy it. We just copied it and then put it to the storage.
Thank you.
Hello? Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Now moving towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Khalid Jabeed for the paper title Blockchain Enhanced IoT Platforms for Efficient Healthcare Data Processing. I request the participant to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Hello, thank you so much. I'm gonna share my screen.
That is facing some issue. Let's move towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Altaf Raja for the paper title Brain Box, a Smart Jar Type 1 and Type 2. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, sir. You can proceed with your presentation.
Yes, sir. Wait, let me share my screen with you. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. You can proceed.
Okay, sir. So, today I will be presenting our project titled BrainBox, a Smart Jar. This project was developed under the guidance of our professor from Arya College of Engineering and Information Technology, Jaipur, India. So, first thing is that why we need BrainBox. We need BrainBox because the traditional grocery management is insufficient, or BrainBox automates monitoring using AI and IoT. So there are two versions of BrainBox. First is type 1. This is the basic version in which it includes basic tracking of weightage or the quantity inside the container or box. And the second one is the advanced monitoring. In this, it also tell us the humidity, temperature of the ingredient inside our container. And it also work with mobile apps for real-time updates. So what was the problem? Why we need BrainBox? So the problem is in our household is overbuying or forgotten essential, like manual tracking is very hard. We uh, took some notes on paper for the groceries for our kitchen. It lead us purchasing items that sometimes you forget to buy or overbuy. So it leads to food wastage, like overbought or ignored due to poor tracking. They expire. So this includes this lead us to food wastage. Or the third thing is extra costs and time consumption. Buying unnecessary item leads to higher bills. Additionally, repeated trips to stores for forgotten items waste fuel, time, and energy, especially for working professionals or busy households. Digital lists are not enough. Will grocery list app help organize? They do not track actual inventory in real time. They depends on manual updates which are error prone. There are no way to know how much is left at home while shopping unless it is updated constantly, which are rarely happens. So how Brainbox solves this? Brainbox solves this because Brainbox prevents overpurchasing. Brainbox uses real-time inventory tracking to ensure you only buy what you need. No more duplicate purchases or guesswork. The system knows exactly what is your jar at any time. Low stock notifications. When an item is running low, Brainbox sends timely alerts to your mobile phone through SMS, or you can also use it through app. Whatever you are at home or at the store, you will know what is missing, helping you avoid those oops, I forget moment. Optimize stocks for homes and small business. Whatever it is, a household kitchen or a cafe, Brainbox ensure ideal stock levels are maintained. This avoids both shortages, and access, helping streamline operations and reduce costs. Tracks freshness to reduce waste. Each item's entry time is re-recorded, allowing BrainBox to estimate its shelf life. It can remind user to consume older items first, cutting down on spoilage and promoting mindful uses. Improve efficiency with smart reminders. From refilling staples to using up soon to expire items, BrainBox keeps your kitchen running like clockwork with personalized automated reminders, all without lifting a finger. Solutions for BrainBox Smart Jar system. Smart Jar integrated with AI and IoT. At the core of BrainBox is a smart storage jar enhanced with artificial intelligence and Internet of Things technology. It is designed to automate inventory tracking, freshness monitoring, and supply alerts, all hands-free. Two versions, as I told you, there are two versions of BrainBox. Type 1, weight-based tracking and alerts. Ideal for everyday users, this version uses precious weight sensor to monitor content in real time. It sends alerts when levels falls below a threshold. Like we set a threshold at 10%. So whenever your container is about to empty or about it has 10% ingredient in it, it will send you alerts. So preventing stockouts and unnecessary purchases, it is simple, affordable, and highly effective. And the second type is advanced freshness monitoring for more critical use cases like businesses or premium kitchens, cafes. Type 2 includes humidity, temperature, and gas sensor to estimate freshness and detect spoilage. It uses AI to model shelf life and gives smart users or discard reminders. Seamless mobile app integration. Both types synchronize with a mobile app that provides a real-time dashboard of what is inside each jar, freshness, estimates, refill alerts, and even shopping list generation. Whatever you are at home or out, your kitchen's status is always in your pocket. Both type are integrated with mobile app. System workflow. Sensing module. This is the hardware layer embedded in the smart jar, consistent of weight sensor. Weight sensor track the exact quantity of item left in your container or in your jar, or freshness sensor. In type 2, as we said, freshness sensor are there. They monitor temperature, humidity, and gas to estimate spoilage or staleness. This model constantly gather raw data for intelligent insight. The second is processing module, powered by on-device logic and cloud-based AI. This module analyzes consumption pattern over time, predicts when refill will be needed, estimate shelf life based on the environmental conditions, learn user behavior to personalize alerts. This is the brain behind BrainBox. Third is notification module. This module ensures timely and useful interaction with the user through mobile app integration for real-time visibility or push notification or reminders for low stock, expiry risk, and restore suggestions, or smart suggestion for shopping list or batch-based users optimization. It transforms passive storage into active kitchen intelligence. Technology stack. So for the front end, the React Native is used cross-platform for mobile app. It is comfortable with iOS and Android both. User-friendly interface for tracking alerts and smart suggestion. Real-time sync with IoT jar data by APIs. Hardware and IoT integration. Weight sensors are there. measuring jar contents in real time, freshness sensor, detects spoilage using gas, humidity, and temperature, and microcontroller plus IoT module transmit sensor data to backend or Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, or you can also use a SIM card to send the notification to your mobile phone. Optimized for energy efficiency and easy home use. Backend Python plus Flash, lightweighted and scalable. REST API processes sensor data and user inputs, hosts AI logic for consumptions, analysis, and predictions, integrates with cloud storage for persist secured access, cloud storage and synchronization. Secure cloud storage for user history and settings ensures real-time data availability across devices, enables multi-jar, multi-user access. So what are the benefits of using the BrainBox? As we know, the first benefit is less food waste. Smart tracking of quantity and
Sorry to
freshness
interrupt,
ensures.
sir, but you have 2 minutes to conclude.
Okay, sir. Less food wastage, cost saving, hassle free, glossary management. As we know, if we reduce the food wastage, then it also save our pockets, better shopping decisions, suitable for homes and small business, minimize waste and overconsumptions. Future scope, in future we can integrate this with the voice assistants, so we don't even have to touch our mobile phones, and synchronous with online grocery stores. Auto restocking automatically generates and place orders when stock runs out. Industrial edition for supermarket, scale the system for larger operations. Advanced ML for smart shopping suggestions. AI learns user behavior over time and recommends it optimal quantities. These are the references. Thank you.
Okay, can I have a question?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Yeah. Do you have the image of the brain box? Can we see it?
Currently, ma'am, I don't have it because I am at my home place and the whole box or the setup is at my university or college.
Oh, I see. How big is it? Is it a big one or small
No,
box or
we
is it
can
big?
manage it. No, ma'am. We can make it according to our needs. We can apply the whole hardware into a small box plus into a big box. It depends on you.
Oh, I see. So how many items that can be detected with the brain box? I mean, because you said that it can monitor items, right? But what kind of items that can be monitored? All of the
I
fruits, all of the vegetables, or
No, ma'am. It can uh, tell us like the items like grocery items like rice
hmm, hmm,
or the items we can put in a jar.
yeah. Oh, one item in a jar. One item
Yes, ma'am.
for each jar. Oh, I see.
Okay.
Okay. So it's using the IoT to detect the freshness using the humidity and etc. So it's not using the image.
No, it is not using the
Ah, I
image.
see. Yeah. Oh, it's interesting. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. And one question from my side. That
Yes,
is
ma'am.
it possible to detect the item which is present in the refrigerator? Is it possible?
At
If you're
this
going to
moment,
place the
ma'am, No, ma'am. At this moment, we did this only for the container or for the jar. But I think if we in future, if we integrate these hardwares, then we can also use it in a refrigerator.
Okay. Okay. No. Why? Because if we are going to consider refrigerator as a container, then is it possible? My question is, are you able to hear my voice?
Hello.
Hello? Are you able to hear my voice?
Yes,
Sorry, ma'am. Now I can hear.
Okay. No. If we are going to think that refrigerator as a container, then is it
Yes,
possible
ma'am.
to find out the items which are present in the refrigerator?
At this moment, ma'am, I don't think so. It will work
Okay.
for the refrigerator.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you, ma'am. Now we are moving towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Aishwarya for the paper title Designing Interpretable Machine Learning Prediction Model for Crime Prediction in Montenegro Country. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Thank you so much, Karthik. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay. Good morning, good evening, everyone. So my title for this project is Designing Interpretable Machine Learning Prediction Model for Crime Prediction in Montgomery County. So this is the county where I live, as the title suggests. So again, I know this crime prediction is kind of very widely been studied into. So I'll just go ahead and explain the problem statement a bit. So crime in Montgomery County has been rising for consecutively more than 5 years now, right? Especially the rise has been a lot after the pandemic, okay? And the homicides have been has increased a lot. It's almost 93.3% in the past 10 years. And if you see the past 5 years average, it's more than 93.3. The thefts, like the petty thefts, even like auto carjacking and stuff like that, has almost increased at 131 rate, right? So this obviously raises a lot of concerns among the residents of the county, and this has been kind of observed throughout most of the states out here. And the way it's working is more like the crime, even the small crimes like late night, trying to rob stuff from your cars or get things out of your doors and stuff like that have been on rise. So how do you mitigate this issue, right? Is to predict first where the criminal activities have been on rise and try to mitigate it, right? So for the background, to see how come up with this data statistics, what we did was we researched primarily the research is targeted towards crime against persons, which is the major issue. And that's depicted by the crime code 1313. Okay. And all this data is publicly available at the Montgomery site. It's available in CSV as well as JSON format. It's also in an API format as well. So we've used Python to come up with the statistics, the language that's been used at the backend. And also some APIs have been consumed. So what we did was we went ahead and started analyzing the crime for 1313 code for the past 5 years. And this graph that you see is just on a weekly basis for a particular year, 2024. And you can see the count of the crime, right, on weekly basis. And that's like 0 is Sunday to 6 is Saturday. And what we did was we used cat boost algorithm because it's a gradient boosting. It has gradient boosting features, right? It takes care of a lot of issues that normal algorithms would not be able to help us with the normal decision tree algorithms. And the goal was to come up with a prediction algorithm that can help us in further studies where, we can use this prediction algorithm as a source to come up with a more concrete heat maps kind of data. Okay, good so far? I would assume yes. So what was our proposed solution? So the proposed solution was to analyze the data based on the data sets, use the decision tree models to create the trees, use CAD Boost to select performance trees and increase the accuracy, using CAD Boost to predict crime with the faster speed, because that's one of the major benefits for CAD Boost, and then compare the accuracy with our proposed model. So that's the steps that we went through. This is a basic data flow diagram where we get the data from the county. We pre-process it because not all data formats are going to be as we need. We go ahead and split out even the time and date when it happened into digits. And then we go ahead and prepare the train and the test data. We go ahead and apply different algorithms to it, and then we check for the accuracy and see whether it's helping us to predict the crime or not. And based on that, we go ahead and evaluate our results. So the final results that we did with this whole approach was we first calculated what our feature importance is. We did the confusion metrics, prediction, and the actual. And we also tried to calculate our decision trees, Gini, and entropy, which was almost nearing perfect. So with this research, what we were able to do was remove the noise, remove irrelevant data from the crime, highlight helpful crime data statistics where the features were selected. We removed the majority of noise, and we also trained the data so it avoids overfitting and underfitting. The F1 precision and recall scores were 82.2%, 86.6%, and 86.4% respectively. The gradient boosting, which is our CAD boost on decision trees, was the way to train the machine learning complex models to maximize the prediction accuracy. And this has been proved helpful in analyzing categorical as well as continuous crime data, which we wanted to put as our source of data. And visualizing these statistics helps explore the quantitative side as well, which help the data mining criminal statistics as well. So we had previous papers also on crime statistics where we had a lot of more visualizations versus this is more towards boosting the research that we had so far. And that's pretty much, I know mine was the shortest, but if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer.
Yeah, it's interesting. Thank you for the
Thank
presentation.
you.
I would like to know further about the crime data that you mentioned. What kind of crime data is that? I mean, what is the features, the features, the features that you used?
So the features that I used was mainly the crime codes, the date and time when the crime occurred, and the severity of the crime, right? So the CSV that or the data set that the county provides has a lot of fields, but we didn't really need those. So that's what we trimmed out in when we were trying to format the data for our algorithm. And what we did was our main goal was to do it towards the crime code 1313 because it was more towards the crime against people like homicides, killing, and stuff like that. But there were other statistics as well, like crime against animals, crime against home properties. There were like the data set that they have is also for past 10 years. So that's a lot of data that we have. And we the reason why we filtered out is because we didn't want to overfit as well, because we had so much data as a source. So that's the reason why we started splitting it into smaller batches, and then we divided it into came it down to some months, then 2 years, and then we tried to do it on a weekly basis so that we are trying to actually predict instead of train it and overfit it. So that's what we did. I hope I answered your question, but if not, I can.
Yeah, I imagine there will be a lot of data, right?
Oh, yes.
And I imagine it took so long to cleaning the data.
Oh, yes. I totally
How
agree.
long it takes?
So from the coding perspective, it does not take long because Python is super fast. So,
No, I
the
mean,
moment,
to
uh-huh.
clean the data, to clean the
Yes,
data.
yeah.
How long
So
is it?
for, I think the cleaning data was the major portion of it. So I would say, just say, considering it's 100%, I would consider at least 35% of the time has actually been
Mm.
in cleaning the data. Yes, definitely. And
Okay.
then I could not achieve the results how I needed in one go because cat boost, it's kind of gradient boosting. So right, you need to keep training it to get that
Mm.
accuracy. So that's
Mm.
what I was doing. So it took a lot of iterative approaches. It wasn't the score was like initially I started with like I believe it was like around 35%, and I was like, oh my god, this is worst. So I had to tweak a lot of things. I had to get rid of a lot of filters that were not really needed, and that's how I achieved it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Nice.
Gloria. Thank you.
Yeah. Um, yes, I'm having one question. Right. You told that you are going to take date and time for this crime, how that particular crime ratio is going to be going on, right?
Mhm.
What is the need of this date and time?
So the date and time helps in predicting whether the crime is more towards the morning time, evening time, or afternoon time, late night time. That's the reason why we considered the date and time, because in the prediction algorithm, if you see, most of the crimes are more towards like Fridays. That's what I've seen. Fridays and Saturdays was highest, and actually even Mondays. But the rest of the days, the crime statistics that's already there in the county side is very less. So there are particular days when the crimes are more, and also the date and time comes into picture because we want to predict whether it's morning time that people are more, the whole goal is to prevent, right? So how do you alert people to be more careful at some particular instances or particular places? So that's the reason why the date and time came into picture.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we are moving towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Mikhail Ola Adisa for the paper title From Awareness to Action, the Role of Civil Campaigns and Persuasive Technologies in Sustainable Behaviors. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible. You can
Oh,
proceed.
good. Yeah, good. I just want to be sure. Yeah, good morning. My name is Mikhail Oladisa, and the title of my paper is From Awareness to Action, exploring the role of civic campaigns and persuasive technologies in sustainable behaviors. Before I proceed, I would like to give a brief background of what the study is all about. Yeah, the case study is Finland, and as we might have all known, Finland is very reputable for sustainability as well as efficient waste management practice. This is common across organization and as well as residents. So at the moment, the company boasted of high recycling rates. We observe that participation is not equal. It varies among household, among different ages. Despite the fact that the country currently have achieved high efficiency in plastic container return, there are still some gaps that needs to be covered, and this brings civic organization to task. Civic organizations have been very influential in propagating the awareness and in further empowering residents to engage in more sustainable action. In doing this, civic organizations rely on technology tools, specifically persuasive technology, mobile through different platforms, on mobile app, on web platform, on VR technology, and what have you. For the research, we aim to explore how civic campaigns and persuasive technology interact to promote sustainable waste practice, specifically through the lens of Finland. We in the research we aim to answer three research questions. The first one is how engage our Finnish residents, and what role do civic campaigns play in influencing sustainable waste practice among these residents, and how do persuasive technology support this practice. For the paper, we employ a mixed method approach. We started with semi-structured interview, engaging with 10 civic organizations in the country who are specifically focused on sustainable waste management, as well as propagating eco-friendly choice among the citizens. And why this one was going on, we deploy a survey, an online survey, and we, as at the point of submitting this paper, we've received about 255 survey response, which was analyzed through descriptive analysis and regression as well. For the qualitative data, we employ the thematic analysis, and for its presentation, we adopted the GEOA method to visualize the emerging themes. So for this paper, three key themes emerge. The first one is on sustainable waste initiative, which try to aggregate different approach that civic organizations are employing in promoting sustainable waste management using technology, encouraging residents to adopt eco-friendly habits. Under the sustainable waste initiative, we have circular economy, green exchange, and green event. And in terms of technology usage, the technology usage, based on the interview, we were able to group the technology usage into three: the persuasive strategy approach, the social media platform approach, and the extended digital media. And in terms of strategies, this civic organization employ different form of strategy, from collaboration with other relevant organizations, NGOs, and corporate organizations to fulfill their need. They engage in community advocacy, and they provide some kind of incentives and reward, as well as capacity building. And specifically, they use technology tools as an enabler to promote to further strengthen their work. Our findings is divided into three. The first of the finding is resident engagement. How engage our Finnish residents. Finnish residents they've demonstrated strong engagement in sustainability as well as sustainable waste management, but residents' general participation in additional waste initiative is uneven, like is generally low. At the moment, from our survey, 83% of our respondents sort their waste regularly. 80% of them participate in recycling. 62% of them participate in actual reuse of the item, and 56% embrace secondhand shopping, like thrift shopping, and 40% try to minimize their waste. Aside this, there is a noticeable lower participation in open course. Open course, I mean a kind of open events like general cleanup, community cleanup. People hardly participate in this, while some does. A lot of people felt there is no need to do it, probably due to time constraint or what have you. Aside this, one other form of engagement we identify is that due to different in housing, individual housing actually affect activities like composting, because the Finnish law, they have a very strict law on composing food waste, for example. So, for example, people living in like multi-residency apartment would not be able to compose even if they wanted to. At the same time, swapping habit is less common among Finnish residents, even though majority embrace reuse, they buy second-hand item, but swapping item is less common. However, in terms of electronics and mobile devices, swapping item is much common. People exchange their old gadget for newer one. But in terms of peer-to-peer swapping, such attitude is less common. We also identified that behavior is driven more by environmental concern, personal value, and availability of infrastructure, which is readily available in most Finnish home. From the study, we identify some key engagement driver, which is presented here, like persuasive technology is act to reinforce sustainable initiative as well as motivate residents in sustainable behavior. And this behavior supports community values and norm. And in this scenario, civic organizations use different strategies to promote their sustainable waste habit and as well as encourage residents to engage in a more sustainable activities. From our findings, okay, I've mentioned this earlier, like the key civic strategy that civic organizations are using: partnership, advocacy, and reward. And from our quantitative survey, 67% of our respondents agree that participating in awareness campaign and events positively influence their habits. There is a common open event that's been ongoing in the last 3 years. It is called 1 million trash bagging. 1 million trash bags, which encourage individuals during the period of between April and May each year. It encourage residents to pick trash and log it on the system. There is a dashboard that is created specifically for this, wherein residents log their activities, and these singular activities encourage others, because when you see that someone else is doing this and this is what this person has achieved in terms of helping environment to achieve cleaner environment, people actually tend to participate. Aside this, we also noted that actual participation in this environment, in this kind of activities, is still limited. While some cities embrace this, we noticed among our respondents that some people, even though they are aware, but they reported that they have not been participating in such. From the technology perspective, what the persuasive technology features is actually doing is that, the idea of persuasive technology is to build interactive system that are intended to change users' attitude or behavior without being coerced, without being forced. And in doing so, designer of this technology try to implement different type of strategies to achieve this aim. And for civic organizations that were interviewed, majority of them have one either app or mobile platform where they use to encourage, to try to motivate residents to embrace this type of behavior. And key features that most of them have been that are noticeable include gamification, visual cue, social proof, and impact tracker. Specifically, visual cue and gamification, as well as visual cue gamification, as well as infographics can be used digitally as well as offline.
Sorry
Some
to interrupt,
organization,
but you have
sorry?
2 minutes to conclude.
Yeah, good. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Okay, from our study, we noticed that behavioral concern is actually the concern for the environment predict behavior, and the ability to recycle actually predict behavior, which means awareness and knowledge about what to recycle, how to recycle is an impetus for sustainable behavior. From this study, we have come up with some implication for practice, especially for app designer, that we need to design solution like this with community. We need to be locally contextual. We need to identify the environmental needs and bring everybody on board. All the stakeholders must be involved, and this type of application must be targeted and must be relevant to the local context. So, in conclusion, we confirm that civic engagement can indeed turn awareness into action. But to sustain this awareness, the continuous engagement is more needed. Digital and persuasive technology expand reach and impact, and as well, high awareness does not always guarantee equal action. Like in Finland, for example, majority are aware, but the equal actions are not seen among most residents. While some are highly aware and they are doing the needful, there are still some that are aware, but they are doing less to support this. We also conclude that integrating civic tech approach can foster lasting sustainability behavior, and the presence of those that are aware but are not active presents a kind of opportunity for app designer, persuasive app designer, to develop solutions that provided targeted intervention for this kind of group. Thank you. That's my presentation. I'll be glad to answer any question from your hand.
Oh, nice presentation. Oh, okay. You mentioned before that there are a number of persuasive strategies like
Yes.
gamification, visual cues.
Yep.
Yeah. The next slide, I guess.
Yes, is here. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, gamification, visual cues, social proof, and impact
tracker.
tracker. Yeah. So which one is the most effective one?
Visual cue and social proof.
Why?
From the survey data, majority of our respondents claim that some of them see gamification even though they play the game. They thought that okay, outside the game there is less effective because they consider the time even spending on playing this game, even though it's knowledgeable, it provides the necessary knowledge that the time spending on playing game might affect their actual actions. But for visual cue, because these strategies can be implemented either digitally or physically. Like in some area, you see the infographic things that say, okay, if you do this, if you drop your waste unsorted, it led to this. So seeing this physically and on their app actually encourage more actions. And in terms of social proof, the data reveals that, okay, if I see my neighbors doing this, and it's on the community app, it's reflected that okay, neighborhood, they are doing this in time, they've reached this threshold. Seeing that alone might actually encourage others to at least say, okay, in the next quarter that will be reported, my community or my household to at least seeing that okay, this is what others are doing, I will do it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my question is it a mobile application?
Pardon?
Are you going to develop the mobile application? It is a website.
For this study, we did not develop application, but prior to this study, we've had a study that developed a kind of persuasive mobile game to encourage residents to embrace sustainable waste management. But for this study, we did not. What we did is that we wanted to identify the efficiency, the effectiveness of the perceived effectiveness of this game persuasive strategy on resident habits for sustainable waste management, and how the civic organization have been using this strategy to promote their action, their initiative, and their efforts within the community. That's what this study does. But we did not develop actual application, actual mobile app here. But what we noticed, what we observed from our interview is that some of these organizations have existing mobile app that they use, especially some of our civic organizations, and some have a web portal where residents can actually report it and log their waste picking activities. Like, for example, during the national pick 1 million bag trash. If, for example, if in my community I'm working within that 1 week activities, whatever waste I picked, I log it on the system, on the web platform, and others will be able to see it. So at the end of the program, each community, the application can sort each community. Okay, for this community, hey, this is the kilogram of waste, because everybody is expected to weigh their weight before logging it on that system. So this is just one example of what some of the civic organizations that were interviewed mentioned that they've used and they continue to use to encourage residents to embrace sustainable waste behavior.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, sir. Now we are moving towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Mohammad Raza Sheikh for the paper title Harnessing AI for Climate Resilient Farming, Predictive Models and Adaptive Techniques. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Okay, thank you so much. Please give me access for sharing the screen.
Yes, sir. You can now share your screen.
Okay, thank you so much, respected organizer, fellow researcher and distinguished guest. My name is Mohammad Raza Sheikh, and I am honored to present our research title, Harnessing AI for Climate Resilient Farming, Predictive Models and Adaptive Techniques. In an era where agriculture faces critical challenges from climate change, resource scarcity and rising food demands, the integration of artificial intelligence offers a transformative solution. Our study focuses on leveraging AI to enhance crop prediction, optimizing farming practices, and contribute to sustainable agriculture development, particularly within the context of Bangladesh, but with global relevance. Thank you for the opportunity to share our findings at this prestigious platform. I look forward to your insights and feedback. Here is the overview. Introduction. Agriculture is a critical sector globally, ensuring food security, sustaining rural economics, and supporting over a quarter of the world workforce. With increasing climate threats and population growth, advancing agriculture practices through AI is essential for sustainable development worldwide. Here is the problem statement. Traditional farming practice rooted in institution and historical weather pattern are becoming unreliable amid rapid climate changes. This creates a critical needs for innovation. So artificial intelligence holds the potential to revolution agriculture by optimizing yields, improving resource efficiency, and boosting resilience against environmental predictions. Justification of the study. It's despite a global promise in transforming agriculture, there is a noticeable lack of focused research on its application within Bangladesh agriculture sector. This study aims to bridge that gap, offering insight that can not only influence national policy, but also contribute to global discourse on sustainable, tech-driven farming solutions. Here is the goal of the study. AI models and crop yield predictions, and it's a lot of benefits, increase agriculture productivity, resource efficiency, and sustainability. Materials and methods. Methodology overview. The methodology integrates data collection, pre-processing, and machine learning to predict agriculture outcomes using real-world dataset and Bangladesh agriculture sources. The study applies their techniques, including a custom deep neural network (DNN), to analyze 8 key factors across 24 growth stages and 10 crop types of accurate and scalable prediction. Here is the data pre-processing, normalization, and feature engineering. The raw data set underwent cleaning to remove inconsistencies, followed by normalization to bring all feature to common scale, crucial for improving model performance. Feature engineering technique. It's used to exact meaningful variable and relationships, such as weather impact on crop stages, which enhanced the learning ability of the models and contributed to more accurate prediction. And these steps ensure data quality and relevance for AI-based agricultural forecast. Model selection. 4 pre-built machine learning models and custom deep neural network were chosen to analyze agricultural data within the DNA deep neural network, especially designed using a linear regression algorithm and ReLU activation function across 4 layers. This is the custom DNA architecture, our model we are trained it. The custom neural network was architected with the 4 connected layers, employing the ReLU activation function to efficiently capture nonlinear relationship to agriculture data. It leverages linear regression in its outpost layer of continuous field prediction. Its architecture is optimized for performance by reducing overfitting through careful layer design and regulation trained over 30,000 iteration one GPU. This model significantly outperformed traditional model machine learning model in accuracy and speed, demonstrating its ability to learn complex patterns like crop response to environmental variables. Data correction. For the data correction metrics, we use to identify positive and negative relationship among key agriculture factors guiding feature selections and model accuracy. Here is the data correction confusion matrix. This confusion matrix evaluate the classification performance of models by comparing predicted and actual outcomes. It highlights how we will model distinguish between different crops growth condition, aiding in performance diagnostics. Evaluation. Gaussian naive Bayes performance. If you see the Gaussian naive Bayes model despite its low training, 15.80 low training 15.91%, and the validation 15.91%. Accuracy offered valuable insight into the complex of crop classification. It showed some success in identifying distinct crop but extract with the overlapping feature, highlighting the limitation of simple probabilistic models for nuanced agricultural data. Random forest performance. You can see the statistics. You can see the statistics here. The random forest model achieved strong accuracy, 81.97%, and precision 0.87. Effectively classify crop like wheat, lentil, and jackfruit, while it outperforms simple model. It's difficult in distinguishing between similar crops indicates the need for further optimizing and feature enhancement. Logistic regression performance. The logistic regression model showed more moderate performance with a 71.95% accuracy and good precision, 0.81, making it effective for linear separable crop types. However, its limitation in capturing complex nonlinear relationship restricted its overall classification accuracy in diverse agriculture scenarios. Decision tree performance. The decision tree model performed well with high accuracy, 85.95%, and precision 0.94, effectively capturing decision rule from the data. However, its tendency to overfit and it is generalization of similar crop types suggest a need for spawning or assembly test techniques. Okay. Custom DNA performance, deep neural network, custom deep neural network performance. The deep neural network, it's active artificial result with 97.95% accuracy and F1 score, and F1 score 0.95. Outperforming all traditional model, its ability to learn complex nonlinear relationship with faster GPU-based training highlight its potential for precise and scalable crop prediction. Here is the performance comparison. Among all models, the deep neural network delivered the highest accuracy and F1 score, clearly outperforming traditional machine learning models like decision tree and random forest. This comparison underscored deep neural networks' superior capability in handling complex agricultural data for precise crop prediction. Discussion. Outstanding performance of custom DNN. The custom DNN, that means deep neural network, is out with exceptional predictive accuracy, precision, and recall, which is also being computationally efficient. Its strong performance demonstrates its potential for real-world impact in agriculture planning, resource optimizing, and yield forecast. Practical application of deep neural network. The deep neural network model can apply to predict crop yields, recommend
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but you have to
practices. Okay, thank you.
conclude.
It's almost finished. The farming practice and support data driving decision making in agriculture in a diverse and dynamic environment like Bangladesh. It offers a scalable solution to improve productivity and sustainability across various crop types. Limitation of our study. The study faced almost challenges such as limited data diversity and the inherent complexity of interpreting deep neural network models, DNN. Addressing these issues requires large dataset, better data labeling, and improved model explainability and in future research. On the conclusion, this study highlights the transformative potential of AI, particularly custom DNN model in revolutionizing agriculture. By enabling accurate crop predictions and informed decision making, AI can significantly boost productivity, sustainability, and food security in Bangladesh and worldwide. Thank you so much.
Okay. So the evaluation result is almost perfect. So the model should be really good if it has been implemented. So the question is, has the model been implemented in real life, in real application?
Can you tell me again?
Okay. I would like to know whether the model has been integrated into an application, has been implemented in real life.
Actually, ma'am, not it yet. The model has not been deployed in real life farming system. We developed and tested it using Dell agriculture dataset under lab condition. However, it's fully ready for integration into practical application with proper data pipelines. Inshallah, we'll do it as soon as.
Oh, I see.
Thank
Okay.
you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Okay. Actually, what you study, what you explain on, actually, this type of thing is already implemented in Saudi Arabia, right? One thing is, are you going to implementing this model by using any IoT device? Already, this theoretical implementation is done. Almost all it is done.
Yes, ma'am. Theoretical implementation is done, but practically it's not yet.
You are not going to use any IoT device
No,
for the
ma'am.
prediction.
No, ma'am.
No, you can use. Nowadays, we can use this IoT devices.
Actually, ma'am, it's a software-based model, but inshallah, we'll do it future.
Inshallah, inshallah.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Now we are moving towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Sarvana Kumari Shanmuga Sundaram for the paper title Integrating LLMs into eSanjeevani. a conceptual framework for AI augmented telemedicine in India. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Good day, everyone. I'm sharing my screen. Just a minute. You can hear me and see my screen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. So this is paper number 474, integrating LLMs into eSanjeevani. eSanjeevani is the telemedicine platform in India, implemented by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So we go into the paper. So this is the broad agenda of the various things that we are going to discuss today about eSanjeevani and what is the current functionality, what are the challenges, sorry, and what are the opportunities for LLM integration, and how we are proposing to integrate it with the existing design of the health platform in India, and the conclusion and next steps. So with that, I will move into the background of eSanjeevani. So this is the National Telemedicine Service in India, and this was launched during the COVID time. So two things very interesting about it is, one is this is the largest telemedicine platform in the world. And the second thing is it also kind of integrates with the outpatient departments, physical outpatient departments, so that there is an exchange of the medical practitioners between the telemedicine platform and the physical centers. And the benefits that have been seen in this platform are the accessibility of healthcare to many rural areas and also some of the urban areas. This has been proven very well, and it has reduced the out-of-pocket expenses, especially in areas where insurance is very less or insurance is not available. And the role of providers in remote areas. These are some of the benefits that we have seen. And also there are concerns. Considering the vast diversity in India between the rural and urban divide, the scalability of quality care is a very big concern. There have been digital infrastructure gaps, and also the adoption kind of varies across the states. So the consistency of the adoption and the way the treatments are done, there had been variations. Taking this forward, the eSanjeevani, the way it operates currently, it has a OPD, which is the outpatient department module, which is the patient to doctor kind of communication. And then there is a health and wellness center module, which is the doctor to doctor communication. And the entire eSanjeevani platform aligns with the World Health Organization's framework for health, which consists of these 6 building blocks. I won't go into the details because these are public information on how what are the building blocks and how it is aligned. Moving next, digging deep into the challenges, which I mentioned at a high level. These are the 5 areas of challenges, how they can be categorized. These are all the research papers which are leading us to all these different challenges, and they have been categorized here as environmental challenges, the challenges dealing with the healthcare systems, the challenges with the healthcare providers, the patient-client challenges, and the technology constraints. So all the challenges are listed here. Just to cite a few examples, some of the key things that come out in the Indian context are the multilingual needs, because each state has multiple languages, and the cultural context of the languages are very different, and people need the local languages for communication. So the language barriers become very big. And also because there are multiple different types of providers, who could be healthcare centers, it could be private hospitals, public hospitals. And when we look at the entire gamut of healthcare, it's a very diverse environment where a lot of coordination is required. And also because of the diversity of the country itself, with the rural urban thing, some of the rural facilities are very, very hard to reach. And also there are infrastructure challenges. To top it all, there is a workforce challenge also. there are not enough medical people. Like it used to be 1:1,000. A few years back, it has come down to 1:800 and odd, which is almost like on the upper side of 800, which is still a very scarce resource, like for getting the appropriate healthcare professionals. These are all the various kinds of challenges which are kind of occupying this telemedicine platform, and the telemedicine platform is unable to do its best. So we are taking up this challenge and looking at it from the lens of the digital health mission provided by the government of India, to see what can be brought in additionally without disrupting a whole lot of things, but enhancing the existing infrastructure and what can be brought. So that is the research paper here, looking into the conceptual framework of the architecture of eSanjeevani itself, and what are the different layers and what can be brought in there. With that said, we have looked at the opportunities for LLM integration, because many of the topics that were mentioned in the last slide were all natural language related and also very domain intensive, which is the healthcare domain intensive platform. So looking at it, we analyzed multiple papers. The papers are all kind of mentioned here. They are part of the references. 27 different papers were kind of read for this particular thing. And we have categorized them into different components like pre-consultation, consultation, post-consultation, and patient engagement. And in each of these areas, there are multiple ways how LLMs could play a part. On the pre-consultation area, there are opportunities for triaging when a patient comes in, to identify what is the cause and where the patient can be redirected to. So that the entire triaging and the symptom checking is one aspect of LLM. Also, the health literacy and the frequently asked questions is another aspect on the pre-consultation side. And on the consultation itself, the decision support, the language translation, the real-time language translation and the decision support, where LLMs can be used. And post-consultation, of course, from the natural language perspective, summarizing the prescription and drafting, integrating it with the other health systems, information systems, with automated summaries and further follow-ups.
আমাদের জন্য পেপারস জমা দিছি দেখি আল্লাহ ভরসা কারণ কানাডাতে কোনো ভিসা ইন্টারভিউ হয় না
Sorry? Okay. So then following that is the patient feedback analysis and the health system monitoring, which is the patient engagement part of it. So these are all the various aspects how LLMs have paved the way in various different researches. So we have drawn from the existing research literature, and we are making a case on how this can help eSanjeevani. And this is the proposed conceptual framework. This aligns with the Ayushman Bharat's, which is the currently the government of India's digital health framework, Ayushman Bharat Health Mission, based on in the digital mission. In that, we have looked at the various layers, where we have the health systems integration layer, where the chatbots, portals, the national digital health mission, and the health account. These are all Ayushman Bharat health account, where each person enrolled has a unique ID, and the data privacy and audit systems, how it can work on the back end with the health systems integration layer. And here comes the AI LLM layer, where we can provide the NLP engine for triaging, summarizing, and translation, access to the electronic health records and clinical guidelines, and then the role-based AI assistance. So this forms the AI LLM layer. And to top it at the front end, we have the patient, the community health officers, and the doctors who will access the entire setup through the user interface layer. So this is the proposed conceptual framework in line with the Ayushman Bharat Digital Missions framework. And while we have prescribed or we have proposed this conceptual framework, we are also looking into what are the considerations to make this successful. So the main considerations are the data privacy and ethics, because this deals with a lot of health data. So wanting to adhere to the digital personalized data, DPDPA Act, which is in India for the data privacy, and then the digital infrastructure gaps, because considering that there are rural areas which are also tied to the complete infrastructure, In the past, people have noticed that there is a video transmission which is slower and things like that. So those kind of considerations have to be taken into consideration, and the algorithmic bias and clinical accuracy, because any AI-based system is as good as the training data. So any bias that can inadvertently feed into the system to look consider all that is another important consideration. And the providers' training and acceptance for the healthcare professionals and the patients to have trust in the system. That is the one. And finally, the language and the cultural context that needs to be considered. With this proposed conceptual framework, we move on to bringing them together. So these are the challenges, these are the solutions. So we use a 4-step approach like this, and we show a framework. Just a minute, I'm sorry. With that, sorry, we move to the last slide, which is the conclusion and the next steps. With the highlights of the proposed framework are the LLMs can be layered across the telemedicine workflows. However, with all the with all the decisions that the AI systems can give, we are not saying that the human clinical judgment can be replaced. There is always a validation that is needed, but over time that validation will reduce when more and more the AI decisions are correct and there is no misjudgment that is happening across. And finally, the purpose is to serve as supporting tools in resource-constrained environments. That is the objective of this proposed framework. And the next steps in this framework are, one is to evaluate it with real-time pilot studies and to collaborate it with the various stakeholders, with the Ayushman Bharat and the community health centers, the stakeholders like that. And also this can serve as a guidance for low and middle income countries on their healthcare, on a universal healthcare. So with that, I kind of conclude the slides. And this is the list of references which have been referred for this conceptual framework to arrive at the conceptual framework. And finally, thank you very much for providing this opportunity. And I'm very open to the questions that might come up. Thank you.
Oh, so good, the presentation. So this is the framework, the conceptual framework. So what do you think for the real-time pilot studies that you mentioned will be the next step, right? What do you
Yes.
think for the real-time pilot study, the most issue for it?
Okay, excellent. So the broader research which I have embarked on is on the universal health care, how to make it accessible, affordable, and equitable in India. So the social justice, information systems, and healthcare, the triangulation of the three. So this is one step in that, to look into the telemedicine aspect of it and to align this with the government's implementation plan on the healthcare side. So government has provided a implementation roadmap, which is also one of the references that I have here. This is the last one, the 27th one, the implementation of Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So the plan is to align it with that. So this can become a pilot study in government's implementation for the universal healthcare.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Okay. You told me you people are going to give some ABHA number. Is it right? Some
Yes,
ABHA to have.
yeah. This is actually, tied with the government's already existing ABHA number. Government has already provided that as part of the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. So
Yeah. Why we have to give by using our Aadhaar number also? Is it possible to enroll?
Yes, eventually I think it will boil down to the Aadhaar number. Currently,
Yeah.
eventually it will boil down. But then currently there is this Ayushman Bharat which started for the below poverty line. So the BPL families. So they have been enrolled because it was going in parallel with the Aadhaar implementation. They have been enrolled with the ABHA numbers. But eventually, there is no need for two different IDs to exist, and it can all boil down to the Aadhaar numbers.
Actually, I am from India. I know that below the poverty line, people are there. They are not able to enroll themselves for this one. So we have to forcefully to enroll them. So by using the
Absolutely.
Aadhaar number, so we can easily implement it, this type of system. If people are going to say that you have to enroll, that means those people are not going to able to enroll that. It's my suggestion.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
so if everyone knows what is Aadhaar number, everyone knows in
Yeah.
India.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if we are going to enroll with the Aadhaar number, then it will be easy. I think so. It's my
Correct.
suggestion.
Absolutely. No, it's very good, and I completely agree with you. The only thing is, certain areas like that are beyond my purview or no influence, area of influence, where it will fall into the policies of how the government is progressing currently. So I have not touched upon that topic, but absolutely, I 100% agree with what you're saying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Now we are moving towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Freddie for the paper title Optimization of Statistical Processing Algorithms for Wireless Communications in Dynamic Environments. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
And can you see my presentation?
It's loading, sir. Yes, sir, now it is visible.
Okay, hello for everyone. I'm happy for present my research in this conference, and the topic is about the optimization of statistical processing algorithms for wireless communication and dynamic environment. My name is Freddy Gavilanes, and I'm assistant professor at the Escuela Superior Politécnica Chimborazo in Ecuador in South America. In this case, we have to present the different contents. The first one, introduction. The second one, related work. The third one, methodology. The fourth one, results. The five, discussion. And finally, conclusion and future works. In recent years, wireless communication systems have rapidly evolved to meet the growing demand for faster and more reliable and adaptive communication technologies. These advancements are essential for applications such as mobile network, IoT, and industrial automatization. As 5G technologies are deployment and 6G technologies on the horizons, new challenges in high-density user environments, high mobility and interference are becoming more evident. In this case, we have a lot of problems. In this topic about traditional channel estimation techniques, such as KF algorithms and Bayesian estimation have been widely studied and remain crucial for wireless communication systems due to the low computational complexity and effectiveness in stable conditions. In this case, the KF algorithms introduced by Kalman is common use for tracking dynamic channels in real-time applications. And the next topic is about the machine learning approach to channel estimation. Indeed, their work demonstrates that DL algorithms can be applied to real-time estimation and signal detection under no Gaussian noise conditions, common in dynamic wireless environments and conditions. In the next, about reinforced learning for dynamic spectrum management and promise approach to solving the challenges for the real-time adaptable in wireless networks. In this case, have a job about Lai and Yang applied the algorithms to dynamic spectrum management in 5G systems. demonstrating that RL-based algorithms can optimize result allocation by learning from network environment, allowing real-time adaptation to changing traffic pattern and conditions. In this case, we need to about the next topic about comparative students of machine learning algorithms. Several comparative studies have been conducted to evaluate traditional signal processing methods alongside the ML algorithms. In this case, comparing these algorithms in this context of 5G wireless network and concluded that those models such as CNN and RNN offer the better accuracy. In this case, they suffer for significant computational overhead, which limits for the real-time applications. In the quantum computing for network communication is a new system to try to continue to involve when quantum computing has been identified as a potential game changer for improving the computational efficiency. In this case of ML models, explored how quantum assisted the could help tackle of the challenges for real-time wireless communication, especially in 5 and 6G networks. In our case, we have a methodology about of 6 phases, and the first one about the problem statement and objective. Specifically, we aim to try about the Hayes channel estimation accuracy in noise and variable environments. The second one, improve signal detection efficiency through the adaptive techniques. And the third one, evaluate the computational complexity and real-time applicability of these algorithms for deployment in the next generation system about 5 by 6G and IoT device. In the second phase about the simulation setup and channel communication, the simulation setup model of a wireless communication system under variant channel conditions. For example, the first one, transmission model, the second one, channel estimation, the third one, signal detection, the fourth one, channel model, and finally the simulation platform. In the third phase about of algorithms and statistical methods, we implement the following algorithms for signal detection and channel estimation. The first one, Kalman filtering, is a recursive algorithm used to estimate the state of a system, adjusting prediction based on noisy measurement. The second one, Bayesian estimation. This technique uses Bayes' theorem to calculate the posterior distribution of channel parameters given a prior knowledge and observed data. And the third one, deep learning-based estimation. In this case, we train neural networks are employed to extract the spatial feature and receive signal to channel estimation and signal classifications. And the fourth phase is about the performance metrics. In this case, to evaluate the effectiveness of the algorithms, we use the following metrics. The first one, the error rate. This is a standard measure of signal detection accuracy with lower BERE indicator better performance. And the second one, a mean squared error. In this case, is used to assess the accuracy to channel estimation. A lower MSA indicates better performance in estimation the channel coefficients. And the 5 phase, in this case, we evaluation the process. We evaluation the process for the 5 steps, and the first one simulate the wireless communication conditions. The second one implement traditional and AI-based algorithms for channel estimation and signal detection. The third one measure of the BER and MSE for each algorithm and the identical simulation conditions. The fourth one compares the performance of the traditional methods, for example, in the Bayesian estimation and KF algorithm. And finally, analyze computational complexity, specifically focus on real-time processing. And the final phase is about the benchmarking and validation. In this case, the result and propose the models will benchmark and against existing literature to validate these improvements in signal detection accuracy and channel estimation precision. In our case, we have the result in summarized three tables. In the table number 1, it shows the BER for different methods at variant, in this case, SNR levels. The results indicate that the model CNN and RNN consistently outperform the traditional KF technique in terms of BER, achieving the better performance, particularly at higher SNR levels. In the second group of results, we have to appreciate the table. In this case, compare the MSE of channel estimation for the various methods at different SNR levels. The results show that the DL models, in this case CNN and RNN, provide a significant reduction in MSI, outperforming the KF algorithm across all our SNR levels. This improvement is particularly notable at higher of SNR, where the models can better hard the complexity in the wireless channel. And finally, the table number 3, we present the computational complexity for each method. And this measure is in milliseconds per frame. In this case, the DL models will require significant more processing time than additional technique than the traditional KF algorithm. In this case, we can appreciate the difference in milliseconds. In our study, we evaluated the performance of channel estimation and signal detection techniques about the traditional algorithms, for example, KF, and the DL methods such as CNN and RNN. In this case, the results provide insights into the trade-off between accuracy, computational complexity, and real-time applicability in 5 and 6G networks. The second one, the RL offers a significant advantage in real-time adaptability, particularly for dynamic spectrum management and bit tracking. Despite this higher computational costs, RL models are ideal for 5 and 6G environment with fluctuation network conditions, such as in this case. In the Kalman-Fertelin barrel and limitation for this computational efficiency, while less accurate than the DL's models, it performed well in stable, low interference environment, but in variable condition, these more problems than in stable conditions. In scalability and deployment, in this case, the scalability about the DL and RL models is a key challenge as a demand a high capacity, low latency system or the computational cost becomes a barrier to deployment in 5 and 6G networks. And the conclusions for this study, the first one, the study evaluates signal detection and channel estimation techniques for 5 and 6G network, comparing traditional methods, algorithms such as Bayesian estimation and KF algorithm. In our simulation, show that the ML models outperform traditional methods with two algorithms, in this case CNN and RNN, achievement lower about the two parameters, in this case BRE and MSE. This result confirming the results about another studies. And while ML models provide a superior performance, they come with increased computational complexity than the traditional methods, such as Bayesian estimation and KF algorithms. In this case, we have a different time in milliseconds for each of them. The algorithm, especially in DQN, show the real-time adaptability in dynamic spectrum management and adaptive channel estimation, offering a balance between accuracy and real-time performance. And finally, while the simulation-based study provides valuable insights, generalizing this finding to real-world network remain the challenging. In this case, for the future real network about the 5 and 6G generation. And the future world, we have the optimized DL models. In this case, we have to research so focus on model pruning, quantization, and layered architecture to reduce the computational complexity. The second one, hybrid approach. In this case, combining traditional methods with DL and RL could balance accuracy and efficiency. The third one about the real world validation. In this case, the studies are required to test these models in real world conditions to assess their robustness and generalizations. The fourth one, the quantum assisted machine learning. In this case, integrating quantum computing with ML models could enhance the efficiency. And finally, this application in 5 and 6G networks that in particularly in urban and rural environments in two type of networks. There are the reference for the present study. And thank you for your time in this presentation.
Yes, only one question. Considering the trade-off, the plus and minus of each model, which type of model that the most promising for the real-life dynamic environments?
We think about the 5 and 6G network are the more challenges and problems because in 6G network is not implemented in our countries, especially in Latin America. That is new challenges about the estimation in urban and rural zones, in this case in our countries.
So which type of model that you think the promising one to be implemented in the real life?
In the real life about
For the dynamic environment, which model?
in this case maybe can be RNN LSTM is the best model for variable conditions, we think.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks so much for the opportunity to present our study.
Thank you. Now we are moving towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I'd like to call Khalid Jaber Al Malik for the paper title Blockchain Enhanced IoT Platforms for Efficient Healthcare Data Processing. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Thank you so much. I'm sharing now my screen. Just please let me know if the screen is showing.
So your screen is visible. You can proceed.
Okay, thank you so much. So, good evening or good afternoon, everyone. So I am Khalid Al-Malki from Saudi Electronic University, Saudi Arabia. I am glad today to present my paper with the title of Blockchain Enhanced IoT Platforms for Efficient Healthcare Data Processing. So I'm really excited to present the paper with the topic at the intersection of two advanced or main transformative technologies, which is blockchain and Internet of Things. So in this paper, we focus on how the integration of these technologies to improve the healthcare data by ensuring the security, efficiency, and in real-time processing the patient data. So I'm starting with background or introduction. So the integrated of or the integration actually of Internet of Things devices and blockchain significantly enhance the accuracy and reliability of the healthcare data. So these devices usually generated a number of real-time data, requiring securing these data to have, for the patient, for example, right? And by leveraging the blockchain, decentralized can help to improve actually these efficiency and reliability for data from areas. So the IoT healthcare data still have some challenges. So if we list them, first we start with data security. So usually the data security is the main challenges for the IoT health care data. So the IoT-based health system usually focus on how we can, for example, increase these security to secure these data. And another thing, the scalability and interoperability, which is we need the system, for example, support. For example, if we wanna grow the number of the devices, this will help to stimulate the communication across the different, for example, platform. Additionally, the system must comply with the ethics standards, and this is required steps to protect the patient right. Finally, so the need of real-time data, usually we need to process these data to have like infrastructure to be able to increase the performance of the privacy of these data. So if we ask what is the role of the blockchain, so the blockchain has many rules, for example, and this is the most important role, which is providing the secure and decentralized platform for these data that will help to enable actually an automated transactions with the smart contract, and also it will help by improving the interpreting and the privacy. So we actually evaluate the number. We evaluate a number of works that can be used to actually to have the numbers actually of parameters to see how these work do in the privacy itself. So in the bottom line, so this is the architecture or the approaches that work in the same field. So we consider these parameters: the latency, throughput, and security, energy efficiency, scalability, and adaptability. So we noticed that a number of approaches have a strong security and data accuracy, but they suffer with the energy consumptions, and also with the security in some cases. So our methodology so we focus actually on three main things. The first one, securing the transmissions between, for example, sending the data, and also checking and analyzing the IoT healthcare data. And also the blockchain technology can improve actually, which is the one that we consider it, the data security and privacy. So at the beginning of the process, in this step, actually, we began to collecting data and then encrypt it, and then assign like a private key and so on. So, and the third part for our methodology, which is the statistical part. So these can help by using some machine learning actually to give us like a key features to help the decision makers. So as a part of the data encryption algorithm, so we have multiple steps to first encrypt the data. First, we start with collecting data from IoT sensors, and then we encrypt the data using like some key or secure key, and then we aggregate it, and from that we have it to transaction with the encrypted data, and after that we create a block with the transaction hash, and then we validate it, and then we add the validated block to the blockchain, and then we retrieve and decrypt the data. So we make sure to relate each chain with each block actually in the steps with the unique ones. So in the part of the data validation algorithm, we have some steps. This is basically like a sequence of steps from receiving the encrypted data and assign an ID for this algorithm, and then we compute the hash of receiving the transaction. We generate then the unique key, and then we combine it with we combine the ones with the hash of the private or the previous block, and then we validate it, and then we check, for example, if the valid data is privately, and then we move to the second steps. So the last part of the methodology, in the data processing, we, as I mentioned, so we focus on the statistic method that can detect the features and use the machine learning mode to extract the feature that can help to the decision maker or stakeholder to take a decision. So in the performance part, so we did actually two performance metrics. So the part one, which focus on the data security, integrity, scalability, latency, and throughput, and interoperability. So we compare it with some existing approach that use like blockchain, but they are centralized and also with some traditional methods. And our method outperform their method with some percentage. So this is the chart to just demonstrate that previous table. And this is also another performance metric we did, which is to evaluate the user authentication, energy efficiency, and also the network reliability and cost efficiency and scalability and so on between the same method. So in conclusion, so we can notice that the blockchain can enhance the security and scalability of IoT health care data, which is considered like really important for the patient information, and that can help to ensure the real-time processing and decision making, which is the experiment that we did is outperform from the existing method. So our future work to improve the adaptability and energy efficiency, and also integrate some advanced machine learning model to optimize a large scale healthcare data. And also we want to use some large scale healthcare applications. Thank you so much. I just try to finish before the time. So thank you so much, and please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, just a small question.
Sure.
I read in the abstract that you said that the study highlights how blockchain-enhanced IoT devices will transform healthcare data processing, improving patient outcomes, and business practices. What do you mean with improving patient outcomes? How can the blockchain? Yeah, how can the blockchain improve this?
Sure. So what I'm trying to, now some like sensor, for example, the heartbeat or the temperature like sensors is everywhere. So and the data can be generated in everywhere. So the use of blockchain can build like a chain of a block that can relate it to each other, and each block can, secure their data. For example, with the strong private key. So this is can help the patient to make their data like privately used.
Oh yeah. Okay. I get it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. My question is, can you go to the slide proposed methodologies?
Which slide?
Yeah, this one only. See, here you are writing that blockchain validation and immutable storage is there. So what is the difference between this here in secure transmission only you are going to validating the data, I think so, by using encryption and hashing. Then again, why you are going to validating here and by using blockchain?
So we actually in the paper, so we add like some lines that been like getting the number of the blockchain, the blockchain private key to make sure, for example, when we encrypt and decrypt the data are matching. So this is the step that we use.
Yeah, in secure transmission, encryption and decryption is there. Nine hashing is there. Encryption by using AES algorithm. You're using AES algorithm. So by using that one, you can validate the user. Again, why we need here validation by using this blockchain? Already validation has been done. Then we are going to moving to blockchain. I think so. Is it right?
Yeah,
What I
yeah.
understand.
Yes, yes, you're right. You're right.
Then already validation is done. Again, why you are going to do for the
So
validation?
yeah, just if you go back, so the process actually began with data collection. So we encrypted with the private key, and then we secured the transaction through hashing. So the blockchain mechanism here to ensure the data integrity and restrict, for example, unauthorized like access. Um, so in the validated like the accuracy, so we use the cryptography nonce and hash values.
Okay. Here you are validating the users.
Yes,
Is it right? Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
no problem.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now we are moving toward the closing remark. I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentation and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for your support during the 10th version and all the previous 9th version of the conference. We'll be happy to have you in the 11th version in 2026. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. The publication will be live within 6 to 7 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of ICTIS 2025. I also thank our session chair for chairing the session. Gloria ma'am, this is the token of appreciation and love from Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I love to extend my gratitude towards our next session chair, Professor Samreen. Thank you, ma'am, for chairing the session. This is the token of appreciation and love from Global Knowledge Research Foundation team and partners.
Thank you, Karthik.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Now, I request everyone to kindly turn on their cameras for a quick virtual snapshot of the conference. Have a nice day.